thank you. We're going to do that. When most folks visit Alaska, they do it on a cruise, but it's not the only way to see the state, especially if you're open to the idea of exploring some more remote locations during the winter months. So our travel enthusiast, Dana Redmond, joins us live now with some once-in-a-lifetime experience ideas, which include the Northern Lights and crossing the Arctic Circle.
Not too bad, huh?
Yeah.
Opportunities to see the Northern Lights, it's always exciting, you know, sometimes called the Aurora Borealis, but scientists predict that in the next year to 18 months, we're going to see some of the most dazzling displays that we've seen in decades.
Incredible.
So, if it's been on your wish list for a while, now might be the time to get a trip on the calendar. And the good news is you don't have to travel as far as you might think. Aurora sightings are never guaranteed, but a combination of location and weather patterns make the area surrounding Fairbanks, Alaska, a great place to be dazzled. This is Borealis Base Camp, about a 45-minute drive from downtown Fairbanks. Its remote location makes it ideal for viewing the Northern Lights, and thanks to those shiny little heated white domes, you can lay in bed and watch the Northern Lights.
Sounds great.
It's fantastic. Now, truth be told, I couldn't stay inside when they erupted. This is during the daytime without snow, the view you will get. So it gives you an idea, even during the day, during the night, you're going to have great views, but it's the excitement of seeing that lights that just has a way of taking over. And if you can stay in bed, all the power to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, this is Chena Hot Springs Resort. This is about a 60-mile drive outside of the city of Fairbanks. And along with the Northern Lights, you have the hot springs, as the name implies, to relax in before the show begins. Now, you also have the Aurora Ice Museum. This is not your typical museum, okay? It's kept a chilly 25 degrees, filled with ice sculptures, some rarely used hotel rooms, and of course, a bar with glasses made out of ice.
Are you? I mean,
yes, you are. Yes, you are able. Yes, you are able.
Sounds really
good
cool.
gloves to hold the glass is what I would say. And again, this is really the start of the show. What you're waiting for. There are spots, you know, not far from the ice bar where you can view the lights, but there is also a primo location with a tour. It takes you up to a higher elevation, further away from light pollution, and you get these just kind of dazzling views. Now, for the truly adventuresome traveler that are chasing the Aurora, there's a unique opportunity that comes with the bragging rights of crossing the Arctic Circle. There's your sign marking the spot. Arctic Hive is a wilderness ski lodge and yoga retreat, kind of all rolled into one. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. It borders the gates of Arctic National Park. Now, to give you some perspective, it's located 63 miles north of the Arctic Circle in the town of Wiseman. The town of Wiseman has a winter population of about 10 people.
10 people.
10 people. And in the summer, it swells to maybe 24, 25. It's said to be, Arctic Hive is said to be the northernmost yoga studio in America. So mornings begin with yoga in a well-heated igloo with a view.
Oh, interesting.
It's a beautiful sight, very different. If you visit in the spring, the sun can set after 10 o'clock at night, so you might have activities like dog mushing, hiking. They frequently get thrown into the mix. This is set in Alaska's Brooks Range. It's remote wilderness, and it's really a trip for a very specific type of traveler. Now, all of that said, at many moments, I had a cell signal.
Wow.
So
incredible.
Who knows? Now, there's no bathrooms in the cabin. The cabins are off the grid. They are heated. But what they do come with, and I know no bathrooms is tough for some people, no showers, what they do come with is these amazing views of the Northern Lights. These sightings, you know, never guaranteed. It doesn't matter where in the world you go. You do have to be prepared to stay up pretty much into the wee hours of the morning to see them. So it's a marathon of sorts. But the weather patterns in the stretch of the Arctic just make it a great spot to be dazzled. It's arguably one of the best viewing spots, just consistently, time and time again.
You got some great shots.
Yeah, and it's a great long season. It runs from late August to late April. So if you are absolutely not a cold weather person as well, you can go without snow and still have great viewing opportunities.
Okay, yeah, that is something to consider, because I was going to ask you if this was only a winter season thing, but it sounds like it's
End of August. The season officially starts on the 21st of August, runs through the 21st of April, so you can easily be there at the end of the summer, catch the lights. It's a beautiful thing, so you don't have to constantly be wading through snow.
Beautiful. And I love that you brought up Alaska, because it may not be top of mind for people for the winter season, because you think, oh, it must be really cold out there. But these activities you're suggesting, I mean, some really interesting options.
It's all about the gear too. Truthfully, at the end of the day, the good gear will help you keep warm. I am truly not a cold weather person. I don't do well in cold weather, but it is all about the gear.
Yeah.
Good ski boots, good mittens, good gloves, keep yourself warm. I'm a big fan of those hand warmers. They come in.
Oh man, yes, yes,
Absolutely.
And what really got me intrigued too was the dog mushing.
The dog
that
mushing
you
is
did.
fantastic.
That's something that's on my bucket list.
Absolutely.
What was that like? I mean,
You know,
you're on the back of the sled.
You're hanging on the sled. You have great views. The dogs are absolutely incredible. It's a great way to see a lot of territory in a shorter amount of time. Now, you are moving pretty quick, so you have to be prepared to kind of have that wind chill factor that's involved.
They don't buckle you in, do they?
They don't necessarily buckle you in. They do provide blankets quite a bit too, so there's a lot to see. But the day we went out, there were quite a few moose out in the area. The dogs tend to know long before you do, so it's just a great experience. It's a great way to cover a long stretch of land in a short period of time.
Was it a bumpy ride?
You know, it can be bumpy. In this part of Alaska, there are a lot more trails that aren't necessarily as groomed per se, because we're talking about remote wilderness. I mean, obviously they're operating, they're going to give you the best experience they possibly can, but it's not a track. Keep in mind, this is remote wilderness, so you may bop around a little bit, but you're not going to be any worse the wear.
All right, fantastic. I love huskies. They just love to run. They got so much energy.
Beautiful dogs.
And thank you for bringing us all these fantastic options.
Go see them. You won't forget it.
All right, that was Dana Revenant, our travel expert, and we'll be right back.